Can you say hard hats, folks? Hard hats, lunch pail, steel toe boots.
Anything short of a championship this year is a failure. Look at this boomer right here.
You've just got so much talent here.
Somebody said we need to apologize for Jalen.
Can I call it John? What are we apologizing for? What did we say? What did we do?
Yeah,
There
Ahmed
it
left
is.
us with a parting gift
There it
before
is.
he left us. He's doing that because he feels guilty that he's leaving the show.
Don't scare people. He's not like leaving.
He's not leaving the show. All right, Ahmed, cut it.
He actually left. We have to just listen to the rest of the show now.
Cut it.
No, he's just going away for this specific episode so we
Just
can
for a little
do more important things.
Just for a little bit. Oh,
What's up, John?
Jimmy, we got to get to April, man. No, Ahmed's not quitting.
I think
Ahmed has other
It was very poor
CLNS
wording.
related work to do.
By John.
I will never allow him to quit. Ever. I'm
realizing I forgot to turn a light on in my room, and that's why I look like this. But
Okay,
it is-
go. All right, Jimmy's going to go turn a light on, and I'm going to filibuster for a little bit while the room fills up in what I thought until, Dudley, Celtics are bored. I'm bored. They are bored. You can't blame them. And I get it. They're sleepwalking through. They're still taking care of business, so fine. I thought this game was the game before the All-Star. I didn't even realize they're playing tomorrow. So they are. And I can't believe I have to do shows on back-to-back nights. Not that I don't love you guys. Not that we don't love you guys. I'm out of shit to talk about, Jimmy. Okay? What do you want me to do? Okay?
I'm going to get the red light and tell you guys all about the red light therapy and everything about.
I need you to get
47.
less fuzzy.
What? I'm not fuzzy.
And I need Sherrod to give me
no,
a
yeah.
thumbs up when he's ready to go. And he's good. And he,
Yeah, you
yes.
don't
Jimmy's
need me
totally
anymore.
fuzzy. Jimmy, why are you so fuzzy?
I'm good now, baby. I just was
Okay.
waiting for you, Sherrod. I was waiting for you.
He is
All
good.
right, when did Twin Powers activate? I guess.
Chelsea's got to get me a better camera, I think.
Focus, Jimmy. We will talk about the Super Bowl. We will talk about.
Will we?
Um,
I don't want to talk about the Super Bowl.
We won't talk about the Super Bowl.
I had to talk about the Super Bowl with John all day yesterday.
Did Cornette play like 40 minutes tonight? Because either he did
The
or,
entire third quarter, it felt like. I think
or
he did.
one of my guys on Twitter aptly pointed out, sent me a DM. He's like, I have seen and heard too much of Cornette's name tonight for my liking. I swear there was about a 6-minute stretch where I was either looking at his face like being incredulous, or the announcers were calling his name just nonstop. He was involved exactly every other possession. This was my man. He was involved in something. I was like, oh my God, I was feeling it too. So much Cornette, so much Pritchard, so much everything.
Yeah, Richard was my guy. I was like,
A lot
get
of
him
bench,
off-
a
get him
lot
off
of
my
bench doing a whole lot of nothing, and the starters were bored and still kicking ass whenever they wanted to, and that was fine. Tatum sizzled. Brown's been sleepwalking for 8 or 9 games right now. Nobody needs the All-Star break more than him, I think, to
Fair point.
refocus a little bit. But yeah, who cares? Rack up the wins, right? That's all we care. All we care about.
That's all that matters now.
Yep, win.
That's-
So
That's it. I mean, this is what happened. This is like when you're at work and your vacation is like beginning on Monday and it's like Thursday. The next couple days, you're just kind of coasting. You're just hoping to get to the vacation, and that's what the Celtics are right now. They're not the effort. I think they want to be there, but they know what's going on. They know they don't have to go full throttle to beat some of these teams. And what we saw tonight was an example of them just letting their foot off the gas, but not to the point where they let the game get away from them. When it got down to 6 points, they was just like, okay, Tatum, the dude that dropped 31 in the first half, we need you to come back for a couple minutes. Just give us a couple more minutes. And that's what he did.
It was the Tatum show, and then they got some help from the guards tonight. White and Holiday, I thought
White and Holiday were great.
important to them.
were.
And White had a couple of big threes. Sherrod's guy late in the game, clutch situation. Sherrod,
That's Mr. Clutch.
they went to
That's
your guy.
That's my
Jalen-
guy. And I want Derek White with the ball 85% of the time in the fourth quarter, either bringing it up, facilitating, just some way, shape, or form involved in the offense. Good things happen when he does that.
Let me ask you this question. What was it Joe Mazzulla saw in this game from Jaylen Brown that he decided to have him handle the ball on every single possession in the fourth quarter?
And by we, I think Joe is saying we're good enough to where even if Jaylen doesn't do this as well as I want, we're still going to win. And if he does it better than most, including Jaylen, probably think he can, we're going to win by even more points. What the hell? This is the time to experiment. They're so much better than teams like Brooklyn that they can literally do things that they would normally allocate to practice. They can actually do them in games now.
I don't know, Sherrod. I mean, I got to give Brooklyn a little bit of credit. At least they made.
They're not a good team,
but they made it interesting down the stretch. They kept hanging around. They made their run. They got up to 6 a couple times, I think.
They got some help with that.
That's when White did his thing. And say what you want about Brown, but the best thing Brown did tonight was kick it out to Derek White for that 3-pointer and put him up. I think it was 9.
This might be too much. This might be too much.
C's bench's butt. Not a nice looking butt. The crust. Oh, geez. Here we go. The crusty, hairy kind. Sorry if you're into that, but that's gross. Yeah, C's bench is gross.
Why does Perk hate us, Dudley? What did he say? Was Perk going in on the Celtics? You know what it is? Perk's one of those guys. Perk's got a little bit of old school boomer mentality of like, you got to play 180% every single game. And like, I Jimmy pushes back on me a little on this stuff. I've changed. I've definitely evolved my thinking on that a little bit. Like, you can't expect it all the time, but you also don't want to excuse it all the time too. But like, Perk's paid to friggin' spit fire, and that's what
Perk has to be hot take machine.
So I mean, we can be a little more reasonable. We're in it for the long haul. We know what we're doing here. And so yeah, it's trends, but like almost everything is explainable by they're burnt out and they want to break, and they know how good they are, and they know that they can coast and win a lot of games. And like, this was a game where they just, they could have won by 50 if they put their foot down, but they were never losing this game. It was just, can we just get this over with and get home, and then let's play tomorrow, and then let's get a break. And that's where they're at right now. And I get it.
Yeah. I mean, and it makes sense. I mean, they've been that good for so long that you can understand them being antsy to get a few days off and just kind of reload and recalibrate and get ready for this stretch run. But looking back at this game, to me, the most shocking part of this game of all the things that went down was like the first 2 or 3 minutes when they had 3 consecutive post-ups and they got 3 buckets. What the hell was that? That was like taking advantage of what your opponent can't do well from the beginning. Brooklyn. And I love seeing Joe every now and then mixing things up like that, because to me, like I said, this game felt very much like a glorified practice that they ran up and down, they got in some sets, they did some things they normally don't do, they put guys in positions that they normally aren't in. And I mean, Luke Cornett played freaking the entire third quarter. What the hell is that? When is that ever going to happen again? You only do that kind of stuff
Hopefully
in practice.
Never.
Yeah, exactly. So to me, the Celtics, they got exactly what they wanted out of this game. They tried some different things. They got some guys on the bench, some run, and they got the victory. And at this point, this close to the break, and no one got hurt. That's all you want.
Yeah,
it felt almost like an experimenting game, I think.
It did.
In the beginning, they were like, let's just pound it inside and see what we can do. And they had almost no 3-point attempts. Everything was inside. Points in the paint, points in the paint, points in the paint. They came out in the third quarter and they're like, all right, let's work it for some open threes. It really felt like it was like they were just workshopping stuff. And as
like
you
they
said,
had a script of how this game was going to play.
Cornette
and they were just
It was so like just what's the word I'm looking for here? It just, there was no resistance really at any point in time. It really was like, like a preseason. They were just kind of going through stuff, it was, and that's fine. And it was good. So again, not going to overreact to anything that wasn't great here. It was a whole hum win without your second best player. Yeah, I said second best player. And it is what it is.
Way to slip that in there, John. I saw that. Well done.
I mean, I think you guys summed it up pretty much. I mean, I liked
wrap it up.
Tatum tonight. I really liked Tatum tonight. I know it was more of a first half performance, but we ended up with 14 rebounds.
Yeah.
You know,
He made some decent plays defensively too.
He still looks like you know, in these types of games, I like that he looks just way better than everybody out on the court. That's what I want to see, because that's reality of the situation. So do that.
Yeah.
Show us that you are and you know, maybe he's got a little MVP chip on his shoulder because he's
This is
not
top
really
5
in the
Tatum.
running.
Yeah, this was top 5 Tatum tonight.
You know what though? I think a lot of times, you know, like we talk about top 5 Tatum when the shots are falling, but I will say, and again, I know what that stat is with the 8 rebounds, 7 assists, little string that he has there, or that he had heading into tonight. He definitely is playing a more well-rounded game, you know, and another 14 boards and 5 assists tonight.
Only 2 turnovers.
Right.
Which is
it's just it's all down. You know what I mean? It's like we've always said, you know, the best version of Tatum. And again, this wasn't an example. He dropped 41. I mean, he's 41, 26, 35 his last few. But you always said the best version of Tatum. You know, one of my favorite games was a Miami game, you know, with the near triple double there and the 10, you know, and the 10 and 9, and he was a little bit more patient. We always said the best version of Tatum is going to finish a season at like 24.5 points per game, 10 rebounds, 8 assists. That's where he's going to settle in and be playing the complete game. He's also playing great on defense right now and locking down. So it's funny. It's like, I feel like Brown and Tatum almost take turns about who's going to play like a focused brand of basketball. Brown had that stretch where he was playing as well as he'd played, period. And then just kind of, you know, got bored. I think the last 8-9 games has been pretty bad. And then Tatum's been a little bit more locked in, but during that Brown streak, Tatum was down. We've always kind of talked about, you know, doing it at the same time. I'm not sure whether it's, you know, there's any reasoning behind it, but, you know, Tatum's in a good stretch right now overall. You know, just the overall style that he's playing, a little bit more patient. And you know what, to Brown's credit, even though I thought he played a pretty lackadaisical game, he was drifting on defense, he still didn't make, you know, he still made the right decisions when he needed to make the right decisions. There was one play late, I was kind of getting in on him on our text thread, and he drove the lane, and I thought he was going to force something up, and he stopped, drew the defenders, found Derek White. White hit a big 3. That was a big point in the game. So still making the plays that need to get made.
Yeah, I mean, Jalen, he's getting to the point where, you know, those nights where he'll wind up with 4 assists is almost an expectation, and the nights where he gets 7 or 8, that's a bonus. Those are and before it wasn't quite that. If Jalen had 4 assists, that was a big night. That was a huge night for Jalen to have 4 assists. Now it's kind of standard. So he's slowly figuring out what he has to do on a night in, night out basis. And Tatum, I think, is just a little bit quicker to the draw, so to speak, in that regard. The rebounding from Tatum, to me, is just really, that's been one of the more impressive parts about his game, because it's not like this is in Tatum, for all the great things that he does, he's not really a great athlete. He's a good athlete, but he's not a great one, and he's not physically strong. And so if you're not physically strong per se, and you're not this over the top super athlete, and yet you're still able to get like double-digit rebounds, clearly he's the thinking part of his game is really starting to shine. What did you do now, Jimmy?
Jimmy, are you on a loop or something?
Did you hear that fax, my dog? I heard it earlier, and then I just heard it again.
No.
I just heard fax, my dog.
I thought you just kept saying it. I'm not.
That's what I didn't say it. I did not say it.
Oh, we might have
audio.
Maybe we have a drop.
The ghost of Jimmy Toscano.
You play it back.
There's something here that says fart.
Fax, my dog. There it is.
What the hell? Jimmy, what did you do?
Oh my god! Hey, fax my dog. What can I say?
No,
right.
Jimmy.
All right. I'm not clicking this stuff. You are, John.
This boomer right here.
Yeah. John found the sound bank.
No, I've always known it's there. I usually don't go to it, but I don't know who was hitting it for you. I wasn't doing it.
Maybe it was just a glitch in the matrix.
Oh, Amit just writes.
Amit?
He goes. I don't know why I did that. Amit just hacked the show. Amit, you're supposed to be gone. How
But he
can we
was
miss you if
gone.
you won't leave, buddy?
What the hell?
No, he said, I don't know why it did that. He doesn't know why. It's got a mind of its own. It's AI. Man.
The AI, exactly. This is the AI takeover.
Yeah.
Damn it, Jimmy.
It's all good. Fax my dog. It's all good. Anyways, yeah, I don't know. What's up with Jaylen Brown, John? You've mentioned it a few times now.
What?
Look at this boomer right here.
He's bored. I'm not doing this. I'm not
Somebody
doing
is.
this. I'm not.
Is
doing
it just
this.
Sherrod hinted at, or Sherrod pretty much said it. These guys are just, they see vacation up ahead here, right? And they're just trying to get to that tomorrow night. Get to the end of tomorrow night, and then you got a nice
That's going to be an ugly game tomorrow.
8 days off for these guys.
It's going to be brutal tomorrow, though. That game.
No one's
either. No one is going to want to play in that game.
No one.
It's going to. I mean, it's going to be probably the worst game they play this year. I'm just going out on a limb and say that.
Ben Simmons won't be playing, I bet.
Who cares? When Ben Simmons plays, he doesn't play.
Look at this boomer right here.
Oh my God!
I'm not doing it, dude.
Was that some side-eye reference to Ben Simmons and his Australian background?
Ahmed, get out of there!
No, I just hit pause. It's automatically playing it. I just hit pause on it, so it's over.
Okay.
It's done. Anyways,
Get out of there.
Did anyone else get absolutely roll over, die laughing at Ben Simmons' hook shot tonight? The hook shot that missed everything.
Look, if they ran a list of like all the All-Stars in the last 10 years, he might be the worst player to be named an All-Star in the last decade.
DeAndre Jordan's been an All-Star in the last decade.
At this point, I would take DeAndre Jordan. I'm taking Jordan. Even old-ass DeAndre Jordan, I'm taking over Ben Simmons. Because at least with DeAndre, he's going to give me something that I can actually use in a game. And teams are
Ben Simmons still.
He's a trigger point for me right now. Ben has become a trigger point for me now when I watch him play. I'm just like, go away. You have no value to anyone.
I used to think that he was going to have a little bit of a comeback, but now I don't.
He's just back.
I mean, he's clearly the I hate beating on him at this point.
Me too.
But it's sad because it's broke. He's so broken beyond repair in terms of offensively. Did you see him? Like when he got fouled, he's looking at the ref. He was like, "Not me. No, just play on. Just play on." Like,
let's go.
His first basket was like a tip in that. He was just had to volleyball it up in the air. That might have been his only field goal tonight.
And then Joe Mazzulla had clearly triggered him with the hack-a-ben stuff. That was, which to me was like.
But oh my God, those two attempts, the hook shot that went, he was going right, and he shot a righty hook shot back in the other direction. Must have missed the rim by 2 baskets worth of space to the left. Like whoever caught the ball was like, "Were you just giving that? Were you just kind of throwing it back to me? What are we doing here?" It wasn't even a shot attempt. It was like he was just flinging it to a Celtic under the basket. And then Hacka Simmons. Oh, my God. I mean, it really, really, really is bad. It's bad. His first few shot attempts tonight were like Simmons King. The Manning versus J. King. The first – that's what it looked like.
Yeah. Bobby saw nothing wrong with Simmons' performance offensively tonight.
What? That's how you play. Just back it in and just throw it up there.
Hook shot, raindrop.
Yeah. That really was the Thanasis Manning right there going to work. Holy crap, was that bad.
That was tough, man.
He's just painful to watch. I mean, how many guys, honestly, can have an 8 assist, 1 turnover game and be a negative when he's on the floor? How the hell do you do that?
Well,
Ben Simmons, that's why. That's who. It is something that we will have to study. Bobby and Josue's field trip continues. They are They went from Miami. Bobby does not like missing a Miami trip. I'll tell you. I didn't let him
Clearly.
go. I didn't let him go last time, and he was
He
real.
almost
We
quit
were
the
not
spot.
we weren't on speaking terms for a little while. So he really, really, really.
He's got his spots in Miami that he's got to go to.
Clearly.
He knows. He's got, he's bought all these bucket hats and he's got nothing to do with them. So he's got to get down there. He's got his Vegas batch and his Miami batch of bucket hats. So
is he going to the All-Star game?
He's going to the All-Star. Josue's going. Sherrod, are you going?
Josue's
You
going?
usually
No,
go.
I'm not.
Skipping this one?
I'm skipping this one, but my protege will be there, aka son, aka tax deduction number 1. He will be at All-Star.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
we'll have to put him
there
to
will be
work
a
while he's
Blakely
out
there.
Is he still ringering?
He is still ringering. Yes,
Yeah.
Doing the ringer thing. Yep,
that's great. So, real quick, we'll tell you about FanDuel. The Super Bowl's over, but there's no reason you can't get in on all the action. This promo is still hot. Plenty of things you can bet on, including obviously NBA basketball, All-Star. Who's going to win the dunk contest? Jalen?
Yeah.
Small hands, Jalen? I don't think so. Going to be a lot of tosses, I think.
He's going to bring Tatum out, and that's going to give him a couple extra points.
He's not going up and holding that ball.
That's the way to do it, though. That's the way to do it. Catching in midair and putting it down with small hands. That's the only shot you really have of winning.
That's exhausting.
Mac McClung makes his annual appearance before he fades back off into invisibility.
So FanDuel.com/Boston. Check that out. Once again, FanDuel.com/Boston. Get 200 in bonus bets if your first bet of $5 or more wins. No pressure to rush and sign up and get in on the Super Bowl. It can get overwhelming with all these props and these odds and all of that stuff. Now you can just get right into the action, study the games, pick your teams, and go win yourself some money. Once again, FanDuel.com/Boston, the exclusive wagering partner of the CLNS Media Network. Get in on the action now. I believe I've got a Joe Mazzulla clip. I would like to know what it's about.
I saw we got another sponsor looming, John.
Nice. We might.
Oh.
Amit, what are we talking about? Oh, talking about Tatum. Okay, got it. So Joe Mazzulla here. Talking about Jason Tatum, Tatuming tonight, and part of his overall evolution as a player. We'll put up Joe right now.
I think that just goes to who he is. He wants to win more than anything else, and that's everything that's about him. That was his decision, and I think that's part of his growth as a player. Is he understands that he has to be great for us every night, but it looks different every night. And the first half was like true individual greatness. And I thought he way that manipulated defense in the second half is another sign of greatness. And so his ability and character to find different ways to be one of the best players on the floor, empower his teammates, and understand that in order to get to where we want to get to, it needs to be a team. And he truly understands that. So it's good to watch.
There you go. Okay. Kind of what we said. He kind of stood out there in that game amongst everybody else.
I like it. Here was the thing, though. You like those games where Tatum not only has the shots falling, but when he looks like Joe put it there, he's obviously the best player on the floor and knows it, and then acts that way. And this kind of felt like one of those games where it's just like total control of the game in all facets. Not just is my shot falling tonight, or I'm going to force the issue and then get annoyed, when I don't get the whistles and stuff like that. It's really more of a matter of he just had it on lockdown tonight, I think, all the way through. So it's that command presence. That stuff's what's going to matter when it comes to the playoffs there, because the competition level is going to go up. What's annoying here, down the stretch with the rest of the season, is going to be not just how bored we're going to be watching these games, because really, I said at the beginning of the year, it's almost like a Patriots season with these guys. Sure, could they stumble along the way? Of course, I guess any team is there. There's good teams there, but I've always thought the first meaningful game they're going to play all season long is game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals. And you just know that's where it's headed. And it's really hard I think they know that's where it's headed. So it's hard to get geeked up. You don't want to find yourself in flip the switch mode. You don't want to get into bad habits. But it's hard to focus. And the other kind of shit thing about the way the schedule plays out is it's easy for them. If you look at it down the stretch, they've only got a handful of like challenging games and a lot of cupcake opponents. So like you're not really going to have a chance to lock it in here. It's really going to be more about like rest, load manage, try to not fall into horrible habits. Make sure you keep that 1 seed, on lockdown, which again, I mean, the lead that they have already in this thing is crazy. At this stage in the season. So you feel pretty good about that. And then just put it together and get real when the playoffs begin. But like, I don't really know what else.
We did a good job of that.
Who took Tatum's jersey after the game? Guy's doing his interview shirtless out there on the court.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's kind of
Simmons? Schroeder?
Probably Simmons asked him to sign it.
Yeah.
Can I have your autograph, Jason? Sure, Ben.
It used to be a fun rivalry, Simmons and when he was in the
Not
Sixers.
anymore.
No, like you said, he's walking off with his Uncle Jason's jersey, I guess.
Gosh.
This would be funny. How many turnovers do you get in the dunk contest?
Come on.
Stop.
As long as he doesn't go
That's
up,
pretty damn
as long
funny.
as he
Though.
doesn't make a dunk move, he can.
He might win it. What do you guys think? I don't know. Who else is in it? Does Jaime have those kind of hops?
Him and McClung are the only two I know. I mean, Brown should win it. He's got the star power. He's going to be able to bring Tatum out, help him out.
He's got like.
I mean, McClung's had nothing else to do, I guess, since the last dunk contest. So he's got probably a lot up his sleeve.
Oh man!
But McClung is just when he dunks, it looks so much cooler because he's
short.
Short, yeah, and it's like it looks like they just pulled some guy out of the stands.
I didn't realize when he was in college that he had the kind of bounce he does, though. Because, I mean, you never saw it. He was a guard who he could knock down some shots, finish at the rim. But, damn, he's got, like, legit bounce.
I'd like to see O'Shea.
O'Shea in the
I wouldn't.
He's got legit bounce also.
Yeah, but I don't think he's got any creativity to his.
No?
I just remember him at Syracuse.
He just goes up and
he just gets he just goes up high. He just goes by.
Yeah, McClung is almost like he's like a gimmick. He's like a pro dunker. He's like one of those long drive champions, not a golfer, that's it.
Right.
So it's kind of a ringer in that regard. That's just kind of what he does.
Yeah. Kid from Miami's Jaime, he'll be decent, but nothing special. Nothing special.
Yeah.
Jaylen Brown, Jaylen Brown's just such a good in-game dunker. I don't know how that's going to translate towards, the dunk contest, but during a game, he's just goes down so hard on the rim and on
his best dunks are over people, right, Jimmy? Right. You can't do that. That doesn't play out well in slam dunk competition.
We can.
I'm curious.
Maybe Ben Simmons will stand under the hoop for him.
Ben Simmons.
Well, that's about as close as he's going to get to an All-Star game. So
Ben Simmons has already been ruled out for tomorrow.
That I believe.
Damn.
He ain't making the trip. He's already on a flight to Cancun.
He didn't even get in the shower. They've already said you're not playing tomorrow. Damn.
I don't think he will be missed.
No.
It's funny.
No, he will not be missed.
Yeah. I'll give before we put a bow on this game, I think a couple things worth talking about because again, you're a little bored and that's fine, but they still offensively, I think it was 33 assists on the night. That's certainly good. Nice to see Al Horford. Did Horford miss?
Yeah.
6 for 6. No, he didn't miss.
Yeah, like what, 16, 17 points, something like that?
Yeah.
16.
Nice to see Al get involved. I liked how they worked him in a post up early on. And again, it's, who are you playing against? And he backed his way in and he's like, oh, I can score this way too, which was great. It wasn't just all 3-pointers, which is nice to see from Al as well. So he played a pretty complete game. I want to make sure we make the rounds and no one in the comments gets mad at us.
Everyone gets their flowers, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm sure there's people that don't want us to talk about Jaylen tonight, and that's fine. And so we won't because he sucked tonight and has for a little bit, but I also don't think it necessarily matters. I don't.
Yeah, no, it's clearly it doesn't.
McClung, Toppin.
Toppin, he's boring, man.
This is a boring group, man.
It is. Which gives Jalen a really good chance of winning.
You know what they need to do? They really need to up the prize money if you want to make it real.
Yeah, that's what Jaylen Brown needs, more money.
No, but I mean, you want the big guns out there. Make it worth their while. You want to see celebrities.
They're all making $300 million now, John. All the big ones.
Well, donate it then. But go out there and friggin' win that shit for some money.
Yeah, win it for your charity.
Go do it home run
Charity
derby style.
cool.
Go win it for your charity, but make it real dough.
Yeah, yeah.
They can still get this. Baseball still gets the stars for the Derby, and that takes way more out of guys than a freaking dunk contest.
I think it's just embarrassing.
Yeah.
Embarrassing in what way?
If you're missing dunk after
If
dunk
you're missing
after
them,
dunk.
you just look bad.
Right, like it's not worth the high's not worth the low. I guess maybe. Also, it's like how much more creative can you get?
Yeah, we've pretty much seen.
We need a picture of this guy.
Yeah,
He paid $10 to tell us this. We need a picture of him.
I'm just imagining in my head what the hell this person looks like.
Get on that, please. Go find the
And it's
Wizards
Jacob Toppin,
live.
who's also a G Leaguer.
It's not Obi Toppin?
No.
No, it's his brother.
Oh my god.
I feel who I feel bad for the
that is comedy, man.
I feel bad for Jalen because he's literally the only A-lister in the slam dunk.
Were they gonna have Thanasis in the skills competition too? Just everybody's
Send me the picture on my
everybody's G League brother.
Yeah, exactly. This is so stupid. DM me the picture on Twitter and I'll put it up.
Thanasis skills. That's funny.
He's just like running around 100 miles an hour, like he would not win the skills competition.
He's hysterical when he gets in the game, particularly at home. He really is the human victory cigar for the Milwaukee Bucks.
Yeah.
When he's in it, the game's over.
It's over one way or the other. Did the Bucks have a big win?
They
got
smashed tonight.
Smoked tonight.
At home, I think.
No Butler, lost at home with Lillard and Giannis playing.
But didn't they just have a big win the night before or something, or 2 nights?
They got croaked tonight, 123-97.
97, yeah.
Oh my gosh! Look at this
at home.
Chat we just got.
26-point loss at home. Doc, what's going on, Doc?
What did we get, Jimmy? Whoa, Melanie.
Longtime viewer, living in Colorado, met Bobby and Josue at the game, and they were so friendly. Send these guys to the Denver game.
We talked about that.
Wow, John, I think you have to now. That's $50 towards their flight.
I will apply
That'll
that.
cover the bag.
I'll give my portion up. $50 towards their flight. There you go.
That's bag fee right there.
There you go.
There you go.
Wait. You know what? You can shove Josue in his bag if there's a $50 bag fee, and we're good to go.
They are friendly. Josue, you have a fan.
What's up, Melanie?
Ah!
I'm a nice guy too, you know.
Josue, you have a fan. She wants you out in Denver.
Josue just got 50.
You remember Melanie?
Sherrod?
Remember? No, he's not a fan.
Melanie, yes. What's up, Melanie? Yo, thank you for coming through, man. That was awesome. Melanie was pumped to meet Bobby and I. And she kicked it with us for a little bit in the third quarter. Wow, thank you, Melanie. I knew you was balling, but damn. That's quite a
last year. When was this?
That's quite a great look. This was like an hour ago, Jimmy. Yeah, man.
Oh, my bad. She's living in Colorado. I don't know what the hell. What's she doing in New York?
Oh, I thought she said that part of it. Oh, sorry. Well, yeah, we met tonight. She has family in New York. Huge fan of the show. Has been watching for years. Says that she loves to watch us right after a Celtics game during her workout. So she's a huge fan and wanted to see Bobby and I because who knows next time. Will be in town, and at the same time as she was. Again, her family's from upstate New York, but yeah, it was great meeting Melanie, man. She actually met Wick as well. She met a couple of other Celtics fans, a lot of Celtics fans who were in the house here tonight. So good for Melanie, man. I know she had a good time today.
Jimmy, speak, Jimmy, because you got something.
She mentioned me and all.
Yo, she did actually.
Oh hell yeah! Okay.
She said, She said, "Does Jimmy ever go to these things?" No, I'm just kidding. She didn't say that. But no, she said she's a huge fan of all of us. She says that we're all we all make for one heck of a show because none of us are the same. According to Melanie, none of us are the same. We're all different. And I was like, I 1000% agree with that.
Way to let him down easy, Josue. Way to let him down easy. He did you a solid, Jimmy. I just want you to know that he did you a solid.
I don't want Jimmy to talk.
I appreciate that. I got nothing else.
Yeah.
Nothing else on the subject.
Yeah.
Way to do him a solid, Josue.
She's a fan of you. What? She said she's a fan.
There you go. All right. Well, they're on their way to Denver, I guess.
And you're not.
Maybe she'll put you guys up. She got Airbnb. There you go.
I don't want to burst your bubbles, guys.
That's a better game to go to than Miami.
I don't know if this
is Dragon.
I don't know if this is a compliment or not. Oh no, not this one. This one.
That's a compliment.
Micro.
That's a
back.
That's always a compliment, John. That's what's up.
I'm great. I've always been good with
Wait, who just said we sucked?
Dragon Slayer, 348-942.
Dragon Slayer live from his
friggin' VR goggles on.
Basement, Dungeons and Dragons.
From the basement. I'm glad that one got through.
We're the most boring people.
Solid Wi-Fi in Mom's basement.
As he puts in his final Pokemon card, we're the most boring people on it. Okay, Dragon Slayer.
I rake in the grandmas.
Yo, I told Melanie.
There's a little hopefully we get buddy.
Hopefully we get a Celtics Nuggets finals. So we'll see. Hopefully.
And Magic the Gathering over here coming at us. Anyways, Josue, nice haircut too, dude.
I love that.
No, appreciate you, man.
That was for Miami, wasn't it?
I mean, it was before, but you hopped off so fast. But you know what? You held down the fort, man. Appreciate you, Jimmy. After the Heat game, Super Bowl Sunday.
Oh God, yeah, that was a disaster. All my guests left. I went downstairs. It was just me for the rest of the game.
That's why I sent you guys that video. I'm like, listen, I'm not making this up. The scoreboard is going up to where it belongs inside the roof, and it makes a lot of noise when it does it. So.
No, it's all good. It all worked out.
You have fun? Did you enjoy the game? What was your prediction? I don't even remember.
No, I did not enjoy the game at all because of what I wanted to happen did not happen, and what I didn't want to happen, unfortunately, happened.
Bobby was mad.
To the 10th degree.
Bobby was upset. I saw him just unfold.
I gotta listen to freaking Mahomes talk for the next decade now.
I'm sure you're gonna love those Brady comparisons too. I'm sure you're here for that, Jimmy.
Don't get Jimmy started on that. It's still.
I don't want to. I'm still. I was at war with like 4 group chats yesterday, including ours.
Yeah, I saw that. Damn, woke up to like 75 messages between y'all. Jeez,
Jimmy gets. You can't say it. You can't even intimate anything about Brady that might not paint him in the most favorable light.
Because
don't do it.
Don't do it.
See,
don't get me started.
It was too soon. Before it was too soon, but now I don't know, man. You can have a conversation.
Don't do it.
Oh, damn it, Josue.
I'm just triggered. I'm triggering Jimmy right now.
It's honestly, it's society today. It's society today. We have to just make everything the extreme. Like now he's the GOAT. It can't just be he's the best in the league right now.
And he's starting to get fuzzy on us, John. You see that?
So this is what's going on in my brain right now when that happens. All right, Bobby saved
his computer's trying to.
Melanie says hi.
Cheer him up.
Bobby, you just got out of the locker rooms. Tell us something good.
Tell me something.
These guys are ready.
Something good.
Tell me about that. What's your hair product?
These guys are. Hold on. These guys are what? They're bored.
They're ready for the break. You can just tell. I mean, Drew did not want to be on the podium. He wanted to get home, play that next game, and get on to vacation. Similar feel from Jason. He did his work in the first half, and then, as Joe said, things slowed down in the second half in a big way, and that's the biggest reason that the lead started to dwindle. They got into some turnovers, and Tatum slowed down from what he had 31 and a half, and then 10 in the second half. So it was an easy ho-hum game for most of it for him, but everybody just slowed down, started making some mistakes offensively, and this one got a little dangerous late, but you never really felt like the Nets were gonna get there all the way. I mean, the Celtics ripped off 4 straight scoring plays after it got down to 10. Gets down to 9, they rip off a few more, and they could get whatever they wanted against Thomas in there. So they knew they had these guys. This wasn't one with a lost lead that I'm too concerned about, like some other ones recently. I mean, this this looked easy for them at times.
Let me ask this question, though, because this is where it all comes down to. They keep winning, and I didn't think this was a bad win necessarily. It's a bored win. But, like, they've been on cruise control now for how many weeks? Like,
2 at least.
3, maybe 3 weeks or more. You know, I think January was they've been on cruise control for a bit. And granted, the schedule was tougher in January, so they had some games there. But it's been pretty cruise control-y, but the results are still fine. And they're still beating the teams they could beat for the most part. But, like, the rest of the schedule sucks. Like, it's really weak. And, like, if you go on cruise control for February and March and half of April, are you in weird flip the switch land? Like, do you want to have, like, not tried for 3 months when you play game 1 against Miami, in the Eastern Conference quarters? Like, not. But the thing is, there's also no way around it, right? You can't manufacture, like, games that matter, right? Like, you can't. You're not going to be able to fool yourselves into, like, okay, we really got to get going for this one. Like, it kind of is cruise control until the playoffs. I mean, they've almost got the 1 seed locked up. It's really hard to, like, it's hard to motivate. It would be hard to get motivated right now. I think these are the types of. I think you're gonna have imperfect wins the rest of the way. Like, that's just gonna be the reality. They're just gonna beat the teams they're supposed to beat. There'll be things you can quibble with. You're not gonna get perfect games. You're gonna wonder sometimes about intensity and focus. They'll drop a couple shitty ones where you're like, oh my God, the sky is falling. I think it's just gonna be like that. And I think I don't know that it's gonna be any other way. I don't know that it can be any other way.
I mean,
like I said, Miami kind of does it every year. You know, the question is, like, can they flip the switch? Is there a concern there? Like, that's almost where we at right now. Go ahead, Josue. Sorry.
Well, they usually get that wake up call, though, right, John? But I also feel like throughout every season, really, if there's a team that just is holding down the best record in the NBA for 2 months or whatever, that slippage or that sort of, kind of let things slide aspect or that stretch typically happens around this time. But for the Celtics, I feel like coming back from the All-Star break, you're going to see a different look at this team. I think the homestand and just kind of some of those matchups where you just saw them sort of just have these ugly quarters. You could actually say that in a sense in this one. That third quarter was a lot sloppy, to say the least, right? I mean, the Celtics obviously cleaned it up in that fourth. Jason Tatum, got back to executing, and other guys got involved as well. But I just think that kind of stuff happens. And, after the All-Star break, I think you'll see a different side of the Celtics, well rested, much different compared to what we're seeing now. And then you're probably going to see that stretch, though, one more time before the season ends, though. I'm with you there, John, for sure. But right now, I just think the way that Celtics been putting together these wins, it's still impressive when you're getting, and I know we say this a lot, but it's true. When you're getting opposing teams' very best effort, shorthanded or not, Celtics are finding ways to win. And Jason Tatum has a lot to do with that, especially tonight.
Yeah, and I think you experiment over this time, John. I think that's how you keep things fresh. Yeah, you talked about that from the beginning of the year. Joe thought that was going to be how
to keep the relationship fresh, Bobby. You know?
That's right.
Yeah, for sure. And following a little bit in this game, I thought shook some things up in the middle of it. They have some defensive looks that they can go to at times. Not a ton of that in this one. I think it'd be fun to start seeing some of the guys, deeper on the bench in games like this. You didn't get. I think I
love you, buddy, but you lost to the same team the Bucks lost to, like last year. I don't know what It's like you did. I mean, you lost to the same guys.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Why are we acting like the schedule is just like a cakewalk the whole rest of the year?
It's just strength of schedule's
fine,
lower.
But there's still some big games coming up. There's still some litmus test
right out
games.
of the break. Yeah.
Same thing happened Ime's second half too. They were killing everybody, but also there were some cream puffs. But the big teams
it gets bad at the very end.
The big teams that they played, they stomped them as well, and that's why everybody was going in chest puffed out going into the playoffs because they were stomping even the good teams in that run.
I mean, let's just.
There's a stretch in March that's tough.
Right off the bat, okay, like wipe the Bulls off right when you come back. Then you got Knicks, Sixers. Fine, Bulls, Knicks, Sixers, Mavericks. All right, whatever. Then Warriors, Cavs, Nuggets, Suns. What are we talking about? These are all good teams, and these are the games where, okay, if April is a whiff month, then these are the games that they better show up for And then fine, if you want to slow down a little bit in April and give some guys some rest and get yourself prepared for the playoffs, fine. But we're talking about teams that they're going to see theoretically in the playoffs at some point. So these are the games where I want to see them full strength, full steam ahead. And then, yeah, fine. In April, you're playing whoever, then take the night off. I don't really care at that point.
They, after that stretch, if
You
they
still
take
get the
care of
Bucks in
business
April. You get the Bucks and the Knicks in April. You get the Kings. Again, you get the Thunder. There's some teams left here.
It'll be interesting if the 7 and 8 seeds are the Heat and the Sixers, because Embiid misses
Sixers
a ton
will
of
fall
time.
that much, you think?
I mean, they're not that far from it, but it is a far fall. But that would be
Sixers don't look that tough at this point, unless
I know,
Embiid
but
comes
when
back.
Embiid comes back, I'm not. It'll be interesting. It's like when the Lakers fell to the 8th seed that year. It's like nobody wanted that, right? Or wherever they were.
Thing is, and obviously I'm not a believer that he's coming back, but even if he does, wow, he's going to be off his feet for this long, conditioning, all that.
There needs to be some ramp up.
Yeah, you'd rather see them, I think, than the Heat there, or some of the other teams. The Magic are probably like the most manageable team you could get out of that group. Bulls, Hawks are who they are. So, what you're looking for, John, I think, out of that stretch that Jimmy mentioned there, out of the break, is to seal up the 1 seed effectively. I mean, you're up to what now, 6, depending on some of the other results tonight. You can drive that up closer to 10 out of the break. You're really in like rest a guy every
cruise
night
control
mode at that point, and
that seems
just
unlikely.
mix in some of the bench.
Yeah,
10?
It's 6, but it's 5 in the loss column.
I mean, it's getting there though, Jimmy.
They're 8 in the loss column over the Bucks.
The Knicks are killed with injuries right now. The Sixers, no Embiid. Bucks are doing Bucks things right now.
Mm-hmm.
Unless the Cavs keep scorching, and they have. They lose last night, but
it's their first loss in 9
were.
or 10 games or whatever.
There's some real separation building here, and this is how we felt all year. At least I felt. No one in the East worries me. If the Celtics are doing what we've seen them do at their best this year,
that's a big if, Bobby. That's the big
well, hold on, Bobby. You mean not only that, Sherrod, but you mean in the best of 7 series though, like a one-off from any of those teams? That's definitely in the car.
Well, at this point though,
it definitely happen.
At this point, Josue, no one, you can't worry about one-offs because you know that ultimately your season is going to be determined by what you do in best of 7s. That's your season. And if you drop a game here or there to a team that that in the best of 7 you smoke them, and you get a player to get some rest in that game you're losing, it was totally worth it. Because everything comes back to health and just finishing with some semblance of a rotation. That'll be probably 8, 9 at the beginning, but once you get to the postseason, cut to 7 or 8, and just do what you do. I mean, the Celtics, literally, their path to the NBA Finals is simply doing what they've been doing all year long.
We talked about Tatum a bunch tonight. I was kind of joking with these guys in the chat when what did he have in the first half? 30 what?
31.
31. I was wondering, is this the game where it's like, it's in hand, let's just feed him and see if he goes for 50 or 60, because you've seen all of these big performances here with Luka and Embiid and who else was it? What's his name? Went for 60. So you've seen a bunch of these things. I was kind of wondering whether Tatum might try that tonight. He was asked about it, whether or not he thought about maybe going for a big number in the second half. Here's his response.
I mean, no temptation. I've got my fair share of 50s. I've scored 60 before. I know I can do that. And, but it's all about just playing in a rhythm, right? Came out second half, understanding, they might guard me differently or, come hit. So, I was handling the ball a lot more and just trying to manipulate the defense. Guys kept setting screens. They would get behind the defense. I throw it over the top. Whether they scored or not or kicked it out for a hockey assist, I was just trying to find ways to impact the game other than, scoring.
That's growth, fellas. That is growth right there.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Can't hear you, John.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah.
All right, John.
I thought he
John,
might try it
oh,
only.
I thought you were having technical difficulties. Just threw it on me. I was like, I got it.
No, I tried to
So, let's
unmute
go real
myself
quick.
and I popped you up. I thought he might try it if he came out scorching at the beginning of the third quarter. Scored 10 points early,
Close
and
them
was
out,
into the
sit
40s,
out the
and all of
fourth.
a sudden it'd be
Yeah.
like, how far can we take this? And I wouldn't have cared because we're bored, and it would have been kind of fun to see it.
I'm surprised it slowed down the way it did in the second half. You
But
would
it
have
did slow
thought he'd
down.
carry
Yeah.
some momentum. And I looked, John, 31 last two times he had 31 and a half, which is his career high, matched it tonight. 51 against the Wizards in 2022. So he drove it up by 20 that night. And then the other one was Charlotte early this year. That game they ended up losing where he was just on fire early. And, like most of the team fizzled out into the second half. 45 there. So he still scored more in the second half than he did tonight. But in those big first halves he's had, similar to how it's gone with Jalen in different spots, doesn't carry naturally forward. And I think part of that's just the way the team plays here is, they're looking at different spots. They were trying to work that Thomas matchup late, and Tatum ended up spacing on a lot of those different plays. So worked away from him naturally there. And I was talking to Drew a little bit about, it felt like they could have got Thomas out of there at a certain point, and they weren't able to inflict a foul on him. And it's still something, I wrote about over the weekend, John, getting to the line when you really need to. When a guy's in foul trouble, can you target him? Can you get him out of the game? There was one play where Holiday had him right underneath, and he said he thought he saw some weak side help coming. I thought he could have got a quick shot up underneath, but he just fired one out and swung around a couple of times, and Brown ended up missing a three. So I don't know if it's a philosophy thing, passing out of those spots as much as they do, because they rank low. They really do. I think they're like bottom 4 in shots at the rim. It feels like they are programmed to pass out of there, aside from Tatum, who will usually go in and finish aggressively in there more than some others, Brown too. But that's it for them. And I'm glad in this game to see Horford go to the rim a little bit more and even have a key finish late in this game. I felt like he had 2-3 good looks at the rim in this game and, draw some free throws. John, this is the first time Horford's gone to the free throw line in 3 straight games since the first half of last year in the fall. So I wonder if that's an emphasis right now. Of course, Joe just kind of joked.
It looked like there was an emphasis to get it inside early. We were talking about how it almost felt like they were just fiddling around.
But I guess Joe was joking around when he said that.
Joe
and he
was
took it
joking
back
around.
immediately. Yeah, it's
come
like,
on.
wait, why not? Why not, Joe?
Wait, joking
like, why
around
not
about what?
mix it up?
I
About the
asked Joe a
post.
serious question about the Horford thing, and he goes the Perkins route, and is like, I guess we need to post up more.
Well,
Stop listening to Perk.
I don't get it.
Right, I was like that too, Sherrod, because I'm like, man, look at these guys, attacking the paint,
I thought they were doing it
seeking
on
those high
purpose.
percentage looks, getting Al on the block, especially on switches. He's got his hands up. I'm like, give me more of that on the regular, especially Al's not gonna play tomorrow. He's gonna have the next 7-8 days off. I mean, that's why you have a guy like that.
Did they really talk about it, or is he just joking around up there?
He's just doing that Joe thing, man. I'm sure they talked about it, but he's not gonna be like, try to give even the slightest sense of maybe the reporters what they were saying with this whole taking less 3 things is right. But then again, it's just Joe being Joe, right? He jokes around like that, and you don't know what's serious and what's not. But I would love to see more of it. I love the fact that all 5 starters scored a bucket in the first 4 minutes, and all of it came from inside the 3-point arc. I love that. Drew Holiday finding a backdoor cut cut pass to Derek White. And then Tatum started going on from behind the arc. I mean, it's that well-balanced attack that really devastates opposing defenses. Even though Brooklyn did manage to, make it a 2-possession game at some point, you never got the sense that they're going to win it. And I think that's what the offense does when it's that explosive.
Well, but also, why are they going to post? Porzingis isn't even playing tonight. He's their post-up guy. He's their low post guy.
Yeah, I mean, the Celtics
but you need other guys
this year compared
if
to
the opportunity is there.
Yeah,
man, dump it down, load it out.
Yeah, I
a lot of
mean,
it's coming in transition. Yeah,
I mean,
I think they're second only to Denver, I think, this year in total post-ups, but a lot of that is Porzingis. So I mean, it's obviously a team emphasis for the year. Just nice to see them do it on a game when he doesn't play.
Right.
No, and it's obvious that they're emphasizing it this year, and they've done it a ton. So I don't know what Perk's talking about, and I don't know why Joe keeps letting things Perk says get to him, but for Al,
how many nights in a row did Joe stay up thinking about that backwards bird flying comment. He gets sleep for a
Zero.
week.
You know what it is? I think he's just trolling us. Like as the
I had
media,
Amit-
not us.
No,
had
I
Amit
think he
queue
thinks
up,
about it every night and
I
has to
think-
meditate for 2 hours to get to bed to get it out of his head before he tapes his mouth shut and finally shuts the lights out.
We got it in
Red
the queue.
You think
there,
you don't think he's
John.
one of those chamber guys, John? He probably sleeps in one of those like weird things.
I don't know. What's up, Bobby?
We got Joe's post up comment there in the queue.
No, you don't, do we?
Yeah, right there.
Okay, here it is.
I think
Yeah,
Bobby's in
we
here.
talked over the last
Bobby's
week or so.
producing
We
that.
definitely think we need to post more. I don't think we're posting enough. And so Al's kind of been good at getting those mismatches, and the guys have been able to find them. I was joking. We're second in frequency and first in efficiency.
Tatum's right. His jokes suck, man. That's a horrible joke,
Dry as hell. Where's my water at?
man.
Rule 1 of jokes: if you have to tell people it was a joke,
Yeah.
it's a bad joke.
Yeah, so Adam.
And shout out to Himmelsbach was all over that. He was like, "Wait a minute, are you joking again?"
He's like, you guys had a
sorry.
conversation. He's like,
Is
you guys
this
had a
what
conversation
you
about
think
posting
is
up?
a joke? Is this what you consider a joke, Joe?
Is
Okay.
that the joke?
Yeah.
Is
You
that
guys
the-
don't really talk about posting up. Is that the joke? Really, Joe?
Is that the joke that I missed my family's
That was
photo shoot later?
hilarious.
So what's going on here, John, between Perk and
face
I
the
mean
speed red?
Perk's just going after the Celtics nonstop and is obviously pissing Joe off.
What did he say
It's just
recently
ratings,
outside
Bobby.
of the bird brain
That's all
stuff?
it is, man. He knows the Celtics fans are gonna.
Well, what did he say? What has he said recently outside of the bird brain thing, which was ridiculously over the top?
The Celtics don't post up enough. That was the latest one, right?
I mean, you know what though? Somebody else said this recently. Like the problem with most of the national announcers, like Barkley and those guys and Shaq, and I'm not sure with Perkins now in his current role how much he gets to watch every game. I think they just all don't watch enough basketball to really know, and they just have stuck on the narrative that the Celtics shoot threes and do nothing else, and that's it. And they're going to stay there. They're going to stay there all year, and they're never.
They
gonna
had
move
specific
off of that
narratives
spot.
for like a handful of teams, and it stays that way.
They're never moving off
I agree
that,
with that,
yeah.
John, for sure.
Yeah.
Now,
And so-
now the focus is going to change a bit because it's post Super Bowl, so there'll be more.
They don't
you know,
watch the games. They don't dig into
Barkley
stats.
watches, man. He's got a
Yeah, but
yeah.
But
But Perkins
I don't
definitely
think
thinks
it's
Perkins
basketball
thinks they're
show in
soft.
the world, man.
I think the narrative for these guys is talented, shoot too many threes. I'm not so sure about Joe, and I wonder if Tatum and Brown are soft because they're soft-spoken guys. And look, not to say
Yeah.
that there isn't some merit to some of this
I was
criticism,
gonna say, I think
at
I've said all
times-
those things too.
because at times those issues have come up. But again, I think if you're watching on a nightly basis, like a lot of those things really wouldn't necessarily come up with the way that they're playing this year. It is different. And like so much of it just simply comes down to the Porzingis factor and how much he changes everything that they do offensively and keeps them from falling into those patterns or into those ruts. I think it's like it helps them get out of it all the time. And again, as he said, they're second in post-up frequency, I guess first in efficiency. So that's it. But these guys, I don't know why Joe would let that harp on him. You know, like those things. Like we like to sling bullshit
I
here
have a
too
feeling
and have
that's
some
been a
fun.
lifelong
But I mean,
concern.
this is simply, ratings stuff. This is just, they're not watching the games. I don't know why he would take these as criticisms.
Yeah, that's probably something he's been dealing with his whole life. John is trying to let things go.
Yeah.
He also needs the All-Star break, clearly.
Oh, and we might need the All-Star break you guys might need a break from Joe.
Yeah, I'll take one.
Yeah.
Bobby and Josue are going to the All-Star game though. No days off for these guys.
Yeah.
What you get lined up? Anything good? Josue's pretty quiet now. All of a sudden, he doesn't want to tell us. What's
Why you make it sound like it's in Vegas?
gone,
G?
Jimmy?
I mean, we'll come up with
yeah,
something, but
that's true. It's in Utah or something this year.
some
Indiana.
kind of game plan.
Indiana.
Indi-
You can get into
Indianapolis.
trouble out there, Sherrod, right?
Yes, you can.
There you go.
Yes, you can.
Anything
Somebody
is
told
possible.
Sherrod that. He's never been in trouble.
Indy's not bad. Indy's not bad.
Have you
Indy-
done
I heard
All-Star,
Indy-
John?
I heard Indy was kind of
Is
fun,
what?
actually.
Have you done
Have I
All-Star?
been? Never.
Yeah.
I'm surprised Sherrod hasn't given me that talk yet about he gets that call from the police stuff. If I'm in some kind of bind, he used to say something a few years ago. What was this, Sherrod?
You will not. I will not bail you out.
Yeah, that was it.
Just
That was
letting
it.
you know.
Don't
Right
mess
now.
around because I will not. That was it.
Will Larry Bird be there? Is my question.
No.
I want to see Josue.
Want to say
get
thank
Bird on
you.
Max.
We acknowledge super chats, guys. Remember?
Oh,
Chopper.
man. Chopper.
Chopa.
Gotta say thank you.
Thank you, Chopa.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Chopa. And I agree
Appreciate you, man.
100%. Joe's strategy is absolutely defend these guys, but I also think he's defending himself a little bit because he is what's the word?
Called bird brain.
Sensitive?
Yeah, he's sensitive.
I think sensitive is a good way to
Get
say
to
it.
the chopa.
Get to the chopper.
Get to the chopper. It's
Thank
like
you.
Schwarzenegger.
I'm reading his book right now.
Schwarzenegger?
Yeah,
Get to the chopper.
his first
Yeah.
one.
I love it. Yeah, did he write it? He wrote them?
Yeah, the first one's like an autobiography.
Yeah,
Did you
nice.
guys talk about
First, you
your
got the
favorite
Netflix
player?
version on the book, huh?
Who?
That's right.
Did you and Jimmy talk about your favorite player?
Cornette?
No,
Second favorite player,
His
Simmons.
adversary tonight.
There was a lot of Cornette
Simmons.
tonight, I'll tell you that. We did talk about Simmons a little bit.
yeah,
You got
it's
anything
not
to add?
pretty.
He's a broken man. Already
Yeah.
been ruled out for tomorrow.
What do you think of that hook shot, Bobby?
He looked all right when he was warming up, but didn't really
He
translate.
drew,
They
he
just
drew
put-
Bobby
Yeah.
Manning comparisons
I
on
look
this
good
show.
warming up too, Josue.
Yeah.
They
Simmons'
just put
offensive
Derek White
game
on him.
was reminiscent of a young Bobby Manning, okay?
Oh,
Yeah.
Ooh,
No!
jeez. I didn't even look at the
Yeah.
stats.
Well, you just gotta
Well, the
watch. You
shot
gotta
he
watch the
made
shots.
was the overhead alley-oop tip-in. But anytime he actually like aimed at the basket and tried to shoot, it wasn't anywhere near it.
It was just
So-
an awful looking looping hook shot.
It was bad.
Oh, yeah,
mean,
that was
It was
bad.
bad.
Yeah,
Just bad on every level.
He did that 2-3 times.
I'll steal John's joke that he won't shoot for 5 months after that hook shot. after the way
Nope.
the way it ended.
Is there any hope left, John?
No. Gone.
Yeah, I mean the Simmons we know, the Simmons we knew is gone. I mean,
Do
maybe
you think
the
they'll
guy
just waive him after this year?
maybe the guy can be a bench player if he
No,
wants
he
to
still
be.
has. Look, here's the point. What he has some use. He's still an excellent passer. He does some things well. It's just he's so broken beyond repair. You can never hope that he can ever be even a passable offensive player because he's just afraid to look at the rim. He doesn't know what he's doing. He doesn't want to go towards it. So he just shuts himself off from like 50% of the possibilities, of
Right.
like what you can do with the ball. He's never going to pull up. He's never going to drive to go to the basket. He doesn't want to shoot free throws. All he can do is just kind of stand around the perimeter and kind of try to find some people and move the ball around and make passes. And he's still very good at it and not bad in transition as well. And he can still defend, but holy crap, offensively, like he just can't do anything. I mean,
And they play him
anything.
next to Claxton, who has the similar issues.
Yeah, exactly.
That's not happening to anyone.
I do not envy the situation Vaughn has there. And then they go the 4 guards later, and that looked pretty good. But then you're 4 guards against the Celtics.
They can shoot, man. Holy crap, right?
What about our other favorite player, Bobby, on the Nets?
Who?
What, Schroeder?
There he is, Schroeder.
Schroeder.
Oh,
How's he
yeah.
looking that uniform?
You guys all ran him out of town. Now he's on Brooklyn.
How many teams has he been on since Boston that year?
All the teams.
3.
4.
Yeah, and
4.
he's
Rockets,
been great.
Lakers,
He's been great on all
Raptors,
of them.
Nets.
Is that what that's called? Great. Oh, okay.
Lowercase G.
Couple of nice.
Journeyman greatness.
He was
Couple of
actually
nice shots
playing
today.
fairly well for Toronto this year.
Yeah. He wasn't bad. He didn't suck in Toronto.
We'll bring
You
it
know,
down
give him
from
that.
great to fairly well.
I mean, if you're into scoring and assists, yeah, he was playing well. 14 points a game, 6 assists a game. Decent efficiency.
He'd be an
He's a
awesome.
perfect.
He'd be an awesome 6th man for this team this year.
He's
The
a
Celtics?
perfectly.
I just wanted to. I just thought
Schroeder,
we
You don't
should
think-
mention
Schroeder,
this.
Schroeder or Pritchard, go.
Pritchard. We had that debate that
Pritchard.
year.
Pritchard, did you watch him tonight?
The key to
Somebody
that
pull up the
year.
stats. I don't know what the stats are, but I feel like every time I see Pritchard take a wide open three, he misses it.
But that disappearing act, though, right? Is that what you're saying, Jimmy? Yeah, man.
Yes.
Some nights he's just not there. It
The
happens.
good thing with Pritchard is he'll
Remember,
get on.
We
open
let it
three is
slide.
hit. If it's not a half court shot, it's not going in with that guy these days.
Have you thought about just shooting from half court?
Seriously, though.
I don't love Schroeder, and I wouldn't love him on this team at all. But also, I really do think that people are confused.
There's
about
some things I like about him,
Peyton,
John.
What Peyton Pritchard is.
Schroeder is
Well, I'm
10
surprised. It does seem like
Pritchard will
fans-
never. Can we just say Pritchard will never be as good as Schroeder? I'll say that right now. Never.
At what?
Everything.
Basketball.
The sport of
Basketball.
basketball, yeah.
He's
Like,
a better
they
three-point
said-
shooter.
They said basketball, bro.
Is he though?
The whole sport.
Better three-point shooter. I think his defense has been underrated this year.
It
He's done
actually
a good
has
job
been, and his
fronting guys.
ISO defense is tops on the team, believe it or not.
And he rebounds so well.
Listen,
There was
I
a
like
play in
Pritchard,
this
but
game.
Schroeder's better. Go on.
There was a play in this game where I think he grabbed his own miss, took it back outside, got a decent shot off. Like, he just makes things. I feel like he's been, and it's weird because, you know, the crowd always goes crazy when he comes in, and I feel like Celtics fans have always generally liked him. I feel he's gone a little underappreciated this year because I feel like game in and game out, and yeah, Jimmy, he wasn't at his best tonight, certainly. But I feel like he's given you steady production game in, game out, whether or not he's
been
scoring. You know, whether or not he plays a ton, he'll come in for shorter stretches and give them a little something. He never talks, so I feel like that might be part of it. He's just kind of gone under the radar this year, and it's worked out well.
He gives them what they need, but I just feel like they give him perfect passes for wide open threes, and I feel like too often they rim out. Like
I think this is the correct comment. He's clearly a level above Pritchard as an NBA talent, but he can really mess you up, and he is a ball stopper, and he can take you out of your rhythm for sure. So it's sometimes he's exactly what you need, and sometimes it's, oh my God, get off the court.
Yeah, he's not going to adjust his game. Ever.
No,
I will say,
not.
Jimmy.
Man, we saw both sides of that when he was in Boston.
He is at 37, Jimmy. You probably do want that closer to 40.
He should be, right?
Should go to the 40, and again,
and he's been that way for a couple years, Bobby. That's the thing.
Would be closer to 40 if he was hitting a lot of these wide open threes and sometimes he'll even get a second opportunity on him on an O board and miss it again. So I don't know.
And those would be big shots in the playoffs. You do wonder whether it's going to go his way or Hauser's way, because I think you probably only need one of those two guys in a playoff rotation most nights. The tricky thing is Hauser's got the size and the shooting advantage. Pritchard's got the ball handling and probably rebounding advantage too. You know, they love crashing. So that one's going to be
got plenty of guys who can handle the ball.
Yeah, and now you're trying to mix in Springer now a little bit too. Down the stretch of the season. That's the big one, John. You asked that question earlier, like, what are you going to do these closing weeks? You do want to get Springer and Tillman integrated too here, which seems to be taking a little bit of time. I don't know when that's going to start. Probably after the break, but no sign of them yet. They're just hanging out here.
I need to know who posted this comment, who you actually are, with the Jeff Gray.
What does that mean?
Former student of mine, played at Emerson. I think he played overseas his first year out of Emerson. Also a Newton South guy, but I don't know.
He's trolling you?
I don't know.
It feels like it, doesn't it?
No, I just don't know who's.
You know what? It ain't one of our friends, John.
John, I have a feeling I know who posted it. Jeffrey Gray himself.
No. Gray was a baller. Yeah, Jeff Gray.
Gray was a baller.
I think he was in the first ever class I taught there. Maybe.
50
anyway,
points.
Is he Emerson Gray? Is he up there with Corrals?
Newton kid. He was their baller. He was their best player when he was there. He was really good.
Emerson, that's the school that Suffolk used to like give him a bunch of swirlies all the time because they were the dorks of Boston Common, the other side of Boston Common.
Yeah.
Suffolk students would just go over there and bully him.
Yeah. So something I learned about a couple hours ago, is that they're playing again tomorrow. And apparently we have to do this show all over again.
Josue, they're like art kids.
So I'm out of stuff to talk about. You guys got anything else, or can we wrap this up?
We are done.
Goodbye.
Is it because it's the Nets? If it was another team, would it be different?
Yes, it's because it's the Nets, and their best player is Ben Simmons.
I said this to Josue tonight, John. This
There you
matchup
go.
used to be so much fun. Look at where it is now.
I know it's sad.
It's trash now. That's what it is. It's trash.
This used to be a really fun trip.
That team have any future?
No.
The Nets?
Yeah, it's just not bright.
And by the way, you guys can vouch for me. That arena, yeah, that arena is a snore too.
Oh
Where
my
they
God,
play,
I
where
was
you guys are
falling
right
asleep.
now, I think it's
It is. That's so dark.
yeah.
This place was absolutely dead tonight.
Yeah.
Zero energy.
Oh yeah, what happened to that fan section, Bobby? There was no one in there. Remember that they're always right next to the media section, so they're pretty obnoxious, but nothing today.
They're in trouble. They don't have their
Okay.
picks because of Harden. Bridges isn't as good as they thought.
Good night, everybody. One more game, then the All-Star break.
John's
Okay?
going to bed.
And then we are done. No, I've got to do little Valentine's thingies for all the girls. I got
Oh,
stuff.
that's right. Yeah,
gotta
man. He's
get
got
stuff to
daughters.
them.
That's right,
He's got a
fellas,
long
don't
night.
forget.
John's got a long night.
We got stuff that we got to
Valentine's
set
Day
them up
tomorrow.
and have that stuff waiting for them at the table. So I got work to do tonight, guys.
It's true.
Okay, they have
Us
to all
women
feel
over there.
they have to all feel special before we send them off to school.
You
So
got any big plans, Jimmy?
No.
Yo, why do you got to remind him he doesn't have a girl? Damn,
don't.
Bobby.
Nice,
Why you got to
Bobby.
remind
I
Jimmy
didn't
That's-
know.
he's
I was
that's
still
just
single?
asking.
that was
I
colder
had
than
to
us
think
ever
about
making
it
fun of your
I
basketball.
feel
Bro,
that was an intentional
Bob-
foul. That was like hack a Jimmy.
Right?
That was hack a
Yo.
Jimmy right there.
No, that's a T. Yo, tee him up. Damn, Bobby.
Hey,
Bobby
I'm good over
pretty much
here,
said
baby.
so.
Shoot
So,
Jimmy like
Jimmy, you
he's
still
like he's a
single, right?
42% free throw shooter. Damn, Bobby.
Yeah, right. He said, Jimmy, you still single, right? That's pretty much what you just
Intentional
said.
foul.
I got a few tricks up my
Yeah.
sleeve. Let me just a little tip so everyone watching at home.
He
just
said,
know
Jimmy,
that
Jimmy, you're not seeing no one tomorrow, right? You're not doing nothing
tomorrow,
right?
if you're a single guy, it's the best night of the year to go out. Go out with a buddy.
Because
go
you
to the
have
bar.
sad single women out there, like
No, because
pretending
everyone
they're
else.
That's what
pretending they're
that's
having
what
fun
I
on
said.
girls' nights.
No,
you
they're
know?
not having girls night. Everyone's going out just to have a good time because they're not getting stuck at some boring ass dinner somewhere. You know, if somebody's out at the bar, they're single, so you don't even have you can get past all that. Best night to go out tomorrow night.
You said all the girls, you know, on their social media.
We're having fun, aren't we? Having fun? Are we having fun?
The single ones. Like, oh man,
You know?
I gotta go out now.
No, they're on the prowl tomorrow, John. They're on the prowl tomorrow, man. They're on the prowl tomorrow. That's
The
a
The
big
single
deal.
ones.
Sad girls.
We'll see what the garden looks like tomorrow. We'll see.
We need to go.
Oh, it's gonna be kiss cam. Kiss cam tomorrow at the garden.
Love is in the air. Kiss cam. I love it.
Tomorrow's the night. Josue,
That'd be
I know
a
you-
first. We'll see if they do it.
Josue, you and Amit hit the town after the game tomorrow. Head over to the Harp. There'll be some single ladies over there, I bet.
Oh man.
Greatest bar,
We'll see.
maybe.
We'll see what the single
Jimmy's
looks
just
like.
looking for sad girls all night.
No, I never said they were sad. You did.
Sad girls might be a one seed.
They're not sad at all. They're having a good time.
I said it.
Yes.
By
Put
the
'em
way,
in the
Sherrod,
bracket.
Jimmy's like, yo, we're all having a good time. We're having a good time. It's fine.
big win in Syracuse.
All right.
Sherrod.
I know
Oh my
there's
god.
800 people watching. I know at least a couple of you are going to go. You're going to
Single
go
guys,
tomorrow
go
night.
out and
Doesn't
find
mean-
your sad girls
Let me know
tomorrow.
how it goes. DM me. Let me know how it goes.
Bobby, I should have known. That's why
I
Sherrod has
promise
that
you.
damn orange. That's why Sherrod got that orange shirt on, man. Big win for Syracuse.
Jimmy
That's
also
right.
crashes funerals. Looking for
Sad girls.
sad girls.
All right, we're getting kicked out, John. We're out of here.
Goodbye, guys. See you. Oh wait.
See ya.
Outro.
Wait, Amit's got an outro for us, I think.
No, he doesn't.
He said he was going to work on an outro.
He had a phenomenal game. Forfeit's out. I think it's an auction. That did not sound like a chair.
It was a freaking chair. It does sound like a chair.